So Dave Chappelle is on the chopping block now for his new series, The Closer. And I haven't seen it. I just seen like a few segments of it because it's all over social media and a couple people have picked it up. But I find it funny because this been happening quite a bit. Like the baby, what I seen with the baby, that bothered me big time, because it's like what about human rights? What about black Americans? What about black America? Like, I'm not getting it. How did this movement, the LGBTQ plus, whatever it is, this movement surpass the civil rights movement? When they likened, at first it was likened unto the civil rights movement, you know? And then I had to really go in my bag and consider, like, this is all based on wanting to be recognized or wanting to be recognized sexually in a certain way. Men want to be called women, women want to be called men. For all the world, I can't understand it, but... And then I think about so there's no comparison. They didn't have to, so let's go all the way back. So when Harriet Tubman was running through these people were setting up the Underground Railroad, and they was running for their lives using stars and whatnot, and hiding and sneaking up out and going through all of this different stuff. What was the LGBTQ then? When after slavery, when people were being lynched and black people was going through all this degradation just to try to find some freedom, and black people was lost, or these people was lost and on American soil because they had nothing, and had some of them turned back to the chattel slavery. Where was the LGBTQ then? Let's keep going. When the redlining was happening, where was the LGBTQ then? When through the 60s and the 50s and even now in the 90s and all of these different things, all these different levels of hate that we suffer, where was the LGBTQ then? And how are they so recognized now? So much so that they say cancel, or you've offended, or you can't talk about gay people. And what about how people talk about it and this? Why they ain't canceled none of these people? Why they ain't canceled none of these police stations that's constantly attacking the black community? Why they ain't canceled none of these people? None of these officers, the officers that killed Breonna Taylor, the officers that the people that sat around and conspired against the Arbery family. The politicians, all these different people who have set up this systematic bullshit. Why they ain't canceled these people out? But they gonna cancel Dave Chappelle for making jokes. And the jokes ain't even heinous or really direct. It's just a bunch of factual things to say. He said, look, man, y'all try to cancel this woman because she said that sex is relevant. What do they call them? Babies. They want to call children babies because they don't want to recognize them as women or men. And a lot of y'all, just like what's happening right now with the people that's not thinking about certain things, and literally fall into line with this. Babies. So y'all telling me that children that are born have a sexual preference already. They sexually know, hey, I want to be a girl when I'm a boy. They know that, huh? Blows my mind. But this is a topic or an issue that a lot of people don't want to jump on because y'all don't want to entertain it because, hey, y'all have gay cousins and gay aunties and uncles and some of your children are gay. Okay. Okay, no problem. Okay. But here it is. How can your sexuality be more important than human rights? When does it become more important than human rights? Right now, y'all finna argue this about Dave Chappelle for months and weeks. But let it be a topic of reparations or let it be a topic of empowering black people or let it be a topic, just like 2020 with the George Floyd thing. They're trying to wipe it off they trying to wipe it away by smearing all this and bringing all these other subtopics up. So we get away from the actual topic at hand, which is systemic racism. Just like now, this is a bit of systemic. This is how it works. This is how it works. We give priority to these things that are meaningless in light of human rights, in light of the fact that black people are so marginalized still. Black people are still in this same trick bag that they've been in for X amount, and we keep them in this trick bag. But here it is, this man get on TV and do some jokes. Jokes that make sense though. Jokes that elicit thought. And how you thinking, damn, that is kind of fucked up though. And everybody will go up in arms. Everybody get up in arms about it. Everybody get up in arms about this shit versus human rights. Versus the fact that black children are still getting murdered in the streets. Police think they doing a favor by coming into marginalized areas and mistreating the citizens and treating us like shit. But we sit back as a nation and just watch. We're not ready to open our mouths because, oh, you got a gay supervisor or you got a gay whatever it is that you don't want to feel like you offending them. I'm offended, motherfucker. I'm highly offended and been offended for years now over this shit. You can be gay as all you motherfucking want. Run around and do everything that you need to do. But don't discredit my motherfucking human rights on account of your dick and your pussy. On account that you want to say that you a girl or a boy. I'm going to be black. My child going to be black. My little baby, my other new baby going to be black all our motherfucking days. And suffering simply because of our skin tone. While y'all trying to figure out, do you want to be a man or a woman? Or whether you could transition from whatever the thought is that you got in your motherfucking mind. So y'all want to cancel. Because here it is, y'all done, look. And it's a slap in the face to black America. Because this has become important. So much more important than our civil rights. So much more than getting us ahead. This become important. It's in the news right now. Versus I just watched a young black man, a paraplegic young black man being pulled out the car by his hair. By his hair. It's on my page right now. Y'all go look at it. Pulled out the car by his hair. What is that signaling? And they keep telling them, stand up, get out the car, step out the car. They know he a paraplegic. But they gonna do anything they want. That's what they proving. That's what they showing. They gonna do anything they want. Fuck y'all. But I don't see it right now. It's I think Boyce, whatever it is, he doing a panel, and it's some black gay man. I don't know. Maybe he was barred. I don't know what he is. But he on the panel, he talking about he with black national justice, black something national justice. But you arguing this versus talking about the young paraplegic man or the man in Milwaukee who was shot in his stomach because they was chasing somebody else. They was chasing somebody else on a traffic stop, mind you. So the man was running from a traffic stop and they running behind him with guns. Why? They was finna kill him anyway. They just shot the wrong man. And they was gonna be justified for it. Yep. And this man, he argued, he's saying, well, I just want for LGBTQ people and women to have equality, and I just don't want them to feel like they have to be singled out, and I just don't want them. I ain't seen you do shit for these people out here getting murdered. I ain't seen you take a stance at no other way when in the schools right now, in the school system, when nobody's taking they ain't taking a stance over this, what is it, critical race theory. Everybody trying to get that shit out the schools quick so that they won't have to show the truth about as far as how far systemic racism go. They're getting that out the schools quick as possible. So they like, but you don't see that, they don't see these people standing up in arms talking about, hey, we arguing for, no, because they could give a fuck less. I don't see nobody arguing about our Haitian brothers at the border right now. Them black people at the border. Them black people at the border right now trying to come into America. Somebody made a good point. They said if those were Canadians outside the border right now. But this is what we see, man. This is what we look at. And we close our eyes to the shit that's happening to us. We close our eyes quick as possible. I don't own the rights to that music. We close our eyes as quickly as possible to that. No, I don't see what's going on in our nation. I don't see what's going on with black people. I don't see all these black women and children and black people that came up missing 65,000 and counting. I don't see none of that. Y'all didn't see, or we didn't see in the news that 17,000 black people have been murdered by the police. But this shit is unaccounted for. 17,000 souls unaccounted for. So all of these statistics that they've been writing up have been greatly off. 17,000 black souls. 17. So help me out. But they want to cancel Dave Chappelle because he went up there and said some shit that made sense. Y'all attack the baby. Y'all want the baby on his motherfucking knees. Y'all hate to see somebody standing up or doing something significant without the aid. Come on. But y'all wasn't saying nothing. Y'all don't say nothing when he talking all that other shit, though. They ain't trying to cancel him then. Right? What's his name? This motherfucker got a song. What's that little man? The man that made the song about the riding in the horse or whatever it is. I don't know what it was. But he got a whole video where he riding the devil or something like that. I guess that's cool. That's cool. But when y'all kids, my child sang that song, that cowboy song at his school. They all liked it. The children loved that song. But y'all want to talk about cancel him? All these little things, man, it's like amazing to me. It is. It's amazing. And y'all get mad. Y'all get up in arms as if somebody talking about something hateful when they point out the fact that this movement or whatever it is has surpassed our human rights movement. So much so that y'all liken it unto what black people have went through. Slavery. Motherfucking all, and even to now. All the way up until now, y'all liken it unto what we have been through. Or like it's supposed, like that's what's up, like, oh, this is it's equal. So y'all wrestling right now, people can't even say stuff about gay people. Why the fuck they get to say and do everything they want to do to black people though? Tell me. our communities. Walk through our motherfucking black communities. Go through our communities and check them out. Why do they get to treat us like shit, but we can't live or say, but everything else is protected? Everything else is protected but black people. Why? This shit is crazy though about Dave Chappelle. And they going hard about it because they want to prove a point. Just like with the baby, they wanted to prove a point. You know? So it's like, why? For what reason? For what reason? For what reason? But still, once again, I go back. If y'all been watching, so there's a black man in Iowa that was paraplegic that was pulled out of the car by his hair. Told the police countless times, and when he got on the ground and he started screaming and hollering, they threatened the man then. Because they knew they was doing wrong. But they felt like he was a piece of shit anyway. Hey, they could do anything. He black anyway. We could do any motherfucking thing we want to him. And that's how they treat us. And that's how we allowing us to be treated. Because if we'll counsel Dave Chappelle, then they gonna do, look, they gonna attack every other thing. But ain't nobody cancel Amber Geiger, right? She walked in both them Jean house and shot him dead and only got 10 years. Didn't nobody cancel the judge who gave her only 10 years, right? Holswick, what's his name? Daniel Holswick. This man was a serial rapist. He was a cop, a serial rapist. And I believe the people on the force knew that he was a serial rapist also. But still, long as he was just raping black women and attacking our women, then it was okay, right? But you ain't see the black national justice, whatever this guy is, who arguing against Dave Chappelle. I just want for black women and black LGBTQ people. No, you son of a bitch. You don't want nothing for black people. You don't want nothing for black people. Because this is my first time ever seeing you take a stance for anything. And it's called the justice, national justice. What justice? What are y'all nationally looking for justice for? Because y'all, this is my first time seeing them advocate for anything. And this is a silly advocation. Y'all gonna sit up here and advocate for somebody's sexuality. And this killing me, it's killing me. They didn't allow men who say they women, I guess since they named that guy what's his name? The Olympic man? The Olympic, the Kardashian, what's his name? Bruce Jenner. His motherfucking name is Bruce Jenner. Not Kylie Jenner. His name is Bruce Jenner. That motherfucker is an Olympic. When I was a child, I seen him win a gold medal or whatever it was. He is not a woman. But they named him Woman of the Year. How much disrespect? How much disrespect? Why y'all didn't cancel that? I'm talking about women, period. Why y'all didn't cancel that? Why y'all didn't go into a fucking uproar? That was the first test right there. That was the first test right there. And now he running around on the political stage doing some really silly stuff just because of that. Just because of that acknowledgement. They named him Woman of the Year, you punk motherfucker. Angela Bassett, Woman of the Year. Serena Williams. What's that the little one, Biles. A host of people could be Woman of the Year. But he got Woman of the Year for what? Because he went. What next? And these things that people don't want to talk about, these things that people don't want to open it. No, this got to be a fucking open conversation because it's ridiculous at this point. It's absolutely fucking ridiculous at this point. Y'all really, look, check it out. This is a personal thing just happened with me. So, If so, I'm in the center right now. It's a man's transitional center. I'm trying to get housing because I didn't because I lived my life and didn't fucking abide by rules and tried to do certain things. It's put me at a setback. However, so I'm in this place, right? And it's a trans man that's on the same unit as all the men. For what? You want to be recognized as a she? Shouldn't they put you over there with the women? So I'm seeing all of this fuddy-duddy shit going on, right? I just asked them one day, I say, why they ain't put you over there with the women? You want to be recognized as a woman. He said, I don't go by those rules. I don't follow the rules like that. Motherfucker, you want to be recognized as she. Why the fuck should you be over here with men? And they doing now y'all doing all type of weirdo stuff. And it's like, so wait, it don't end there. This person has, I guess, a significant other or whatnot. They come in, boom. It was the weirdest thing, man. Because here it is, you supposed to want to be called, and the staff calling them she, and to the point I said she once. I just looked I looked to the sky, said, forgive me, Lord. And don't tell me that I'm being disrespectful. Don't tell me that I'm being disrespectful. I'm not finna recognize you as no she and you a he. I'm not finna call you ma'am or her or she. I'm not gonna say it. I'll keep my mouth shut. I'll just say, hey. I'll say you. Hey. Hey. Excuse me. Hey. You. Because I'm going to recognize you as what God gave you. I don't care if you walk around in, no. No, you could take that shit somewhere else. Take it somewhere else. Call me what you want. Call me. And then wait. So an actual woman, a real woman that's here with me, she came out. She said, because it was one of them, like, mind you, nice looking man and everything, but it's a young kid who was running up under the other guy. So both of them, they both recognize themselves as what they recognize themselves as. I guess he took a liking to me and whatnot. But he always staring at me and looking at me and whatnot. Man, I went to prison, motherfucker, when I was 17 years old. I found it to be disturbing. I found it to be disturbing there, and I'm not going to dig it now that y'all think that it's supposed to be acceptable. Motherfucker, I was in prison when I was 17. I seen men dressed up as fucking women. And I don't know if they wanted to be or what, but they was being demeaned. They was being walked around like fucking women. They was being walked around and treated in such a lowly way. But now it's acceptable. I don't know what the fuck is going on in this world. So here it is. This person keep looking at me, till finally one day, but I kept it cool. I kept it cool, but until I had my opportunity to cut into the man on an even level, like, so he won't feel disrespected. I seen him, I cut into him instantly. I say, hey man, I know I'm a nice looking guy. I said, but that's not my preference. I don't go that way, and it's really uncomfortable to see you every time looking up or trying to check for me or whatever. It's uncomfortable, Jack. I don't like it. And I walked away. But the actual woman who I guess she feel like she an advocate, she want to be called a pan woman or pan person or whatever the fuck it is. She don't want to be recognized as a woman or a man. Oh man. You don't want to be recognized as a woman or a man. Why? Okay. So what are you then? Honestly, what are you? What are you? What are you? Because I can see you got a pussy. You was wearing leggings, you got a pussy. Or a coochie, however y'all want. If that's too if that's too harsh or brash or too much, a coochie or a cat or a vagina, whatever y'all want to call it. But still, don't tell me that. It's so odd. It's so weird. So I'm wrong for actually being able to discern these things. I can't call you. So you know what? I just be quiet then. But don't try to bully me. And that's what this cancel is, a bullying. Y'all want to bully us into accepting, or y'all want to bully people into accepting this stupidity. And y'all want to bully people into accepting that God can make mistakes. Or God made a mistake. Oh, he made a mistake when he gave you a dick and he gave you a pussy. He made a mistake, huh? He got it wrong. He got it wrong. No, society gets it wrong. Society and the terribleness of it, and the terrible and the way people are, and the sexuality and the over sexualizing everything, that's who get it wrong. So if y'all want to cancel anybody, let's cancel society. Let's just throw the whole fucking globe away. How about that? We could throw the whole globe away. Because it's the truth in the word. It says nothing is new up under the sun. Nothing is new up under the sun. So now y'all want us to adopt the way of the Romans. This weirdo sexuality, these strange flesh, y'all want everybody going out of strange flesh. And if we not recognizing your strange flesh for what it is, then we wrong for it. That's strange to me. Your strange flesh is your strange flesh. Your ordeal and your dilemma in your heart is yours. You should not ask me to accept it. Because I'm going to look at you, I'm going to pray over you, and I'm going to keep it pumping. But don't accept me to, don't sit back and be like, well, you got to say that I'm a woman when you got a dick. Because you not a woman. You ain't never going to be a woman. And he said it right. All of us came from in between a woman's legs. She got something different down there. We got prostates. They got ovary and shit like that. They got a whole makeup, a whole God genius makeup down there. A whole thing that makes a human. They whole setup builds a human being. A whole womb that's made for that. You don't get to try to create that. There's no recreating that. When they recreate the man that can have the baby, you still gonna be a man that can have a baby. I'm sorry. There's nothing gonna be fucking spectacular about that. Nothing. It's gonna be weird. Because here it is. And this what's killing me though. Women, y'all killing me. So y'all telling me that y'all comfortable with men walking around talking about that they want to be called she's. Y'all comfortable with Bruce Jenner winning the fucking Woman of the Year. Y'all comfortable with that? That blew my mind. So now they get to cancel everybody now. Cancel these nuts. I got nuts. My twin got the ovaries. That's the only look. That's the only way that shit work. That's the only time when you can be a man and a woman. If you a twin and you a boy and a girl. That means that y'all was a whole and that shit split up and those chromosomes went over there, those chromosomes went over there. So now you can say me and my twin, we are that anomaly shit. That's the girl part of me, I'm the guy part. I can't do what she do, she can't do what I do. She can want to act like it, and I can want to act like her, but it won't make no sense. This is the intricacy of God. And they talk about hermaphrodites and all of that. Don't know what? Hey, I'm not, but understand that if you got a coochie, you can have kids and a baby. So maybe y'all getting that wrong, or maybe the clitoris is just abnormally big, or whatever the fuck it is. But they came up with a word for hermaphrodites. Wow. Or maybe I'm wrong. I'll go and do some more research on it. But it's killing me. Cancel Dave Chappelle for making jokes. Cancel Dave Chappelle for making sense, huh? That's why they want to cancel him, for making sense. Because he said he had a fight with a lesbian woman. I believe a lot of people have had fights with lesbian people. Arguments, fights, They believe that they in some way have some masculinity in them. So they gonna push up against a man, and the man gonna jump on them, shit. Or they gonna win. It's gonna be one way or the other. So, I don't think he wrong for that. And I bet y'all 3 or 4 or 5 of y'all know that y'all had somebody who done had to fight with a homosexual person. Whether you was a woman or a man. And they talking about this shit. What about the UFC fighter that's fighting women? So Dave Chappelle can't fight a woman that's acting like a man, but a man can get on a national stage, on a sports, and fight a woman, heads up. And they say that it's right. When that shit happen? Why it's happening? What makes that right? A motherfucking a man can get on the national stage in the Olympics and contend against women. So you telling me that I raised my daughter up to be an Olympian and to do her thing on her in her level and in her gender, and now she got to compete against a man that say he or have some affections or that think he a woman, and we just got to suck it up, huh? Suck it up. Money, and all this political bullshit and all this funny, strange shit that's happening out here is too much. And because people don't want to be canceled, fuck your cancel. All y'all should want to be canceled. Y'all should want to be canceled back into common sense. Bruce Jenner was not the woman of the year and would never be a woman at all. And for you sons of bitches who nominated or made that shit happen, may y'all answer to God. And may he answer to God also. For even accepting that. For not even turning it down and saying, okay, well, this is just something I'm dealing with. There are countless women that deserve this award. Because they are women. Women. Not transgenders. Woman, and I don't know what a transgender is. I just know what a very confused individual may look like. They may look like or dress like the other sex. I don't have to accept that bullshit. The world doesn't have to accept it. Your sexuality is not more important than my human rights. So until they start acknowledging black men and women and children and communities, then we don't have to fucking acknowledge your cancellation. We don't have to acknowledge the fact that you want to be called she when you got a dick. Or a he when you got a pussy. Or a poom poom. Or a coochie. Or vagina. Or whatever the fuck you want to call it. Fuck out of here.